and welcome back to another episode of Once Upon a Time, Will Picks My TBR. Now, I don't film wrap-ups because I can't remember enough about what I read to do them properly. So I'm just going to do a wrap-up connected to the ones that I read. I am wearing the wrong glasses, actually, see my screen. One moment. Okay, take two. Let's try this again. Now I'm wearing the right glasses so I can actually read what's going on. Like I was going to say, I'm just going to wrap up the books that I picked for the spinner wheel, and I'm just going to give my ratings and we're going to move on. So the first one that I read was for Heroes and Villains, which was a book I want to read and a book I don't, and then I flip a coin. The one that I got was My Big Fat Vampire Wedding, and I ended up giving that 4.5 stars. Then I got Page 23, which is a book that has either a page count starting with 2 or ending in 3. For that I did The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, which I gave a 3.5. One Little Tear, a water-related word in the title. I chose Lady of the Rivers. I haven't read that, but I'm just gonna move it forward to May. I had a lot going on in April, and I just didn't have time. For Selfless, Brave, and True, I did a book club or buddy read. For that, I did Sisterhood by Kathy Kelly. I ended up giving that a 4. For Ill Burning Patterns, this one I changed up. A pattern on the cover. I decided to change it to the Air Affair, and this one was a DNF, but I'm counting it because it has stripes on the car. Yeah, so that one was a fail. And then the last one that I read was The Evil Queen, which is a book with an older main character. For that, I picked up An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating, and I gave that a 4.5. Alright, so let me settle into the place, like readjust my chair, because I feel like I'm facing you at an awkward angle, and we'll get into this month's spins. We're just going to cut to the first one while I readjust myself. And for the first spin, I got Snowdrifts, which is read a book with a winter setting. For that, I've decided to go with my in real life book club pick, which is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. This one isn't a full winter setting, but it does have like winter weathers in her as she's doing this journey. This one is a memoir about this woman, about Cheryl Strayed, and at 26, she thought she'd lost everything. Her mother died from cancer, her family drifted apart, and she's lost her marriage. So she decides to hike 1,100 miles of the west coast of America by herself. Now, I have never been to America, and with the state of the country, I'm not planning to go anytime soon. But I would not want to walk that many miles at any stage of my life, let alone in America. But yeah, this one should be interesting. Alright, let's cut to spin number 2. For spin number 2, I got A Pirate's Life, which is simply read a book with pirates. For that, I got Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson out at my library. I have been intrigued by this one, but I haven't wanted to spend money on it in case I didn't like it, because I have been very hit and miss with Brandy Sandy. I liked the middle grade series that I read by him, the Alcatraz and the Evil Librarian series, but I didn't like Skyward. So yeah, I've been very hit and miss with this guy. So I'm going to try again with a book I may actually enjoy. And it's a standalone, so I don't have to commit to a series. So yeah, that's what I'm reading for this one. And let's cut to the next one. The next one I got was Awake, which is read a book with eyes on the cover. For that, I'm picking up The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. This one, the only thing on this cover besides the door lock is an eye. So this one definitely fits the prompt. This one is a sequel to The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And I don't know if it's the same character. It doesn't say on the back. And so I can't really say what this one's about. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the first one. This housemaid gets a job with this mysterious family, and then stuff happens from there. I don't really want to get into details about sequels because I may accidentally spoil something from the first one. But anyway, that's what I'm reading for this one, and let's cut to my next wheel spin. The next one I got was The Black Fairy, which is read a book with black font on the cover. For that, I'm going with The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. This is the Literally Dead book club pick. So, yeah, I'm playing it safe by putting on books that I was going to read anyway. Yeah, by putting on books I had to read anyway. But, yeah, this one does sound pretty good. It's about 6 authors, 1 private island, 72 hours to write the killer ending. So yeah, this group of people, they get invited to this private Scottish island, and they're all tasked with writing the ending to this story, and whichever one of them has their ending picked gets a book deal and $2 million, and then stuff happens from there. But yeah, this one does sound pretty good. And so, yeah. And with that, let's cut to the next one. The next prompt that I got was Broken Kingdom, which is read a book with something connected to royalty on the cover. This one wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, but I picked up Prophecy by S.J. Paris. This one has a crown on it. This one is about this is a murder mystery set in Queen Elizabeth time. And yeah, I just think it's going to be fun and a good time. I found this in a free little library and it sounded good, so I grabbed it. But yeah, this agent comes and he has to solve this murder that takes place yeah, it's literally while someone's at the royal family, someone gets murdered, and then this guy has to solve it. Alright, my camera battery is flashing red at me, so we will finish this when I either find a battery or charge this one. Okay, I managed to find a charged battery, and I am adjusting my hood because I did not realize how shiny my forehead was up until this point. Alright, anyway, I feel like let's just get into the next one. And the next prompt I got was Wish You Were Here, which is a book with a vehicle or transport on the cover. For that, I'm picking up Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. There is a boat on this cover. You can't see it on this lighting, but it's definitely there. This has been on my shelf for years, so I'm using this as an excuse to finally get to it. And I'm reading this for another purpose this month anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to go for... If I was able to slip it in, I'm going for books I was going to read anyway, just to save myself time. But yeah, this one is the Ariel, or Little Mermaid, Twisted Tale. And this one's about what if Ariel didn't defeat Ursula? And yeah, this one should be good. I have read some of Liz Braswell's Twisted Tales before, and I have enjoyed them. So hopefully I'll like this one too. But yeah, let's get into the next spin. The next spin I got was Bleeding Through, which is simply just read a signed book. The reason this one's for Bleeding Through is because when you put ink on something, sometimes it bleeds through the page. Anyway, not the point. Yeah, for that one, I am picking up Signs of Damage by Diana Reid. I got a signed copy of this for 50% off, so I'm quite proud of that. This is a thriller, but it's quite short. Yeah, it's only, the author's note starts on like 289. So yeah, this one really won't take me very long. And this one seems to be about this family's on holiday. Yeah, this family's on holiday in France, and it gets disturbed when a 13-year-old girl goes missing, and she's found several years later. But yeah, and then 16 years passes, and the same family and the same while they're at a funeral for a member of this family from that time ago, the girl who went missing collapsed, and then a lot of stuff comes up about that. But yeah, this one sounds like it'll be fun. Alright, let's get into my last spin. The last one that I got was The Garden of Forking Paths, which is read a book with a road or paths on the cover. For this one, I'm going with Gracie Jenkins Runs a Marathon by Penny Mirren. There is a running track on this, so yeah. This one is about the 72-year-old woman. She thought she was just having a nice quiet life, and then she finds a postcard that she'd forgotten about, and then decides to run a marathon at 72 years old. So this one seems like it'll just be a quick, easy read. And it seems like it'll be fun and sweet, because the 72-year-old woman is just trying to achieve her goals. Yeah, but anyway, that's it for this month. And so this is my TBR wheel for this month. Like I said, most of these were books I was reading anyway for something else. So I will be back next month to let you know how I do with these. And I'll give you my star ratings so you will know whether I like these or not. And on that note, see you later.